welcome to the Sparks family homestead. And I'm not on the property. I'm out here near the mountains, at the foothills of the mountains in Chuckey, Tennessee. And this is the ball field that I take the German Shepherd and the Australian Shepherd, Arkham and Champ, that's their names, to play ball. It gets some energy out. So many of you have already seen our small half acre, and I'm limited on land a little bit, and in the back of our property it is steep and it's an incline. It goes upwards, so it's not flat. And so when you've got active dogs, you know, they're about 4.5, almost 5 years of age. In human years, that would make them around 35. That's still young. And they need their exercise. And so we're at the Max Broyles field. That's where I'm at. I'm just parked in part of their parking lot here. It's just a baseball field for the local community here in Chuckey, and at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. And it's overcast a little bit. That's why I'm wearing the hoodie. And do I make a good Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah. I'm on the good side of the Force. The Force meaning Jesus Christ. Okay. So anyway, I'm just here, just contemplating. I've made some comments about, you know, some of our what we would like to do on our small homestead. We have, seriously, I've got a heartfelt desire to so much want to. What was that? What was that? Do you see the dogs? Champ. Yeah, that's Champ. Where's Arkham? Oh, there's Arkham. Yeah, they're in the back of the van here. And just parked again here. Just contemplating on life and what we're wanting to do here on our little homestead. We really seriously wanted to find a larger piece of property and to be able to build a small home, and to have some of our family move in or build on the property also. But the way things are in our nation right now, interest rates, values, some depending on where you live, the housing could be going downwards. Where we live here in the northeastern section of Tennessee, if you look at the map of Tennessee, we're at the very eastern tip, and they do call that north. Okay. I've had some comments that, no, you're in East Tennessee and you're not in North Tennessee. Well, no, it is the northern section of East Tennessee. I'm not going to argue that. Anyway, so I think as a small homestead, and the things that we want to still do this spring, this up and coming spring, we just had the last of our Arctic blasts. Though I'm hearing rumors that we could have another cold snap. Yikes. I've got several garden beds that I'm wanting to put some fresh soil in, and to get some of my plants that have already germinated. I'm talking about peas and beans, and I even have some peppers, which really needs to be more in the heat, not in the cold. I'm wearing the hood because it is a brisk morning out here in Chuckey, Tennessee, and especially being here at the foothills. The dogs just were out and I played ball with them. I'm actually in my shorts, and I'll show you this here. This guy coming up, he was relining the baseball field with that white paint, and I think me and the dogs were sort of interfering. That's the baseball field out there. And that's where the dogs were running back and forth, chasing after the tennis balls that I was throwing at them. Anyway, he just left. So now I could probably go back and walk with the dogs and enjoy a few more minutes of peace here I'm here. I'm going to stay in the van and pretty well cut this short. But my game plan right now is that we have been looking for property, but what it's either too far away, uh, as my wife doesn't like driving long distances. She's still very much gainfully employed, and I'm more in the dirt and around the house and the yard and the acreage, and trying to make use of what little we have. And I think it's sort of exciting. It's almost all the other homesteaders on YouTube that I even subscribe to also, they've got land. We're talking about several, at least 2 to 3 acres, if not 20 or 40 or 60 or 80 acres, depending where they're at. West Virginia, South Carolina, you know who I'm probably talking about, and they're awesome channels on YouTube. I do follow them, but you see very little channels on YouTube in reference to having, like we're in a subdivision. I wish we weren't, but we are, and so we have to deal with where we're at right now. That's what I'm trying to say. We can dream. I can dream all I want about wanting to have more land and doing this and that. But when you think about it, we've been on this small acreage now for 3.5 years, going on 4. And I have planted a lot of trees, well over 30 different varieties of fruit trees and nut trees, on such a tiny piece of land. And we've had some results, but when you plant fruit trees or even nut trees, they take several years before they can mature if you buy them young, like at a typical local nursery. And so we're only barely 2 or 3 years old with these trees, so they're not really producing a whole lot. So what do? It's a good idea to do that if you're looking for land, or if you're on a brand new property. Just get some trees in the dirt, because it will be a few years before you can cultivate and harvest whatever, whether it be apples or peaches, plums, whatever it might be, even nuts. I do have walnut, and I have hazelnut, and I've got chestnut even planted on our small acreage. So I'm dealing with, our property has a septic tank on it, and we have a leach field, meaning that all the waste particles and everything come into. Well, I got a call coming, so just bear with me a second here. Well, that was my wife, and I just cut her off. So, and she's going to ask me a question. So I think I better communicate with her. But let me finish with what I'm trying to say here. A leach field is, if you've got property like we have, or if you're out in the boonies and you got lots of land or whatever, normally the poop, the waste, everything from inside your house, toilet, whatever, it goes into the septic, and then from there out of the septic and to spread it out. And our leach field is underground, and it covers more than half of our back acreage. You don't want to plant on top of that, okay? And unless it's possibly a raised garden bed that has a net on the ground, so no roots or anything can go down into the dirt. And the leach field is about 2 feet deep from the topsoil. So, you don't want to plant fruit trees and stuff like that. So those are the issues that we've had to deal with. And I just have to realize that what's going on in the nation right now, with property values going down, and where I live, they're sort of stable. And in fact, in some areas, like in our neighborhood, the pricing of homes have actually gone up. And that is sort of weird when everything else is going down. So it just depends where you live, basically. So with all of that, thinking and contemplating. We have to stay where we're at right now, and maybe if ever things can settle down and get to a point where your life is a little bit stable, you've got a secure job, or you've got a good source of income coming in, and if you want to sell your home or buy it new, that's when you'd want to do that, but not right now with the mortgage rates skyrocketing and all that's going on. So that's where I'm coming from. And so our game plan right now as I end this is that it's supposed to rain a little bit early this afternoon, and then it's going to be sunny after that. That's just typical East Tennessee type of weather that we have right now. So I'm working on my vineyard, my muscadine vineyard. Muscadine grapes grow extremely well where we reside here in Tennessee. And I already have a whole line, about 50 foot of a trellis with muscadine grapes on it. And I'm going to build another one with my son. He and I are going to put in some posts, and we're going to do the wiring and plant at least four muscadine vines onto that. So we'll have two major trellises at the side of our house, because that's the only place that I'm able to find that's on our property, and the soil is good, and it's sort of more edging towards the front of our property versus the back of our property. And so that's what I'm working on in the next couple days, and I will be videotaping that. And I will be going back to our quail, because we're having to increase even after the increase. So increase and more increase. We still cannot, all the new hens, actually there's only 11 of them, and they're pretty much now laying every single day, and which is awesome. And sometimes when they first lay, the eggshells are soft, and it's nothing you'd want to send to the marketplace. But we noticed that the eggshells are getting firm now, and they're laying more on a regular basis. I will be introducing some roosters or some male quail. I'm going to separate 5 females to 1 male in each section. So I'll have 2 sections, because we have 11. So one section will probably have 5. The other section will probably have 6, maybe 2 males in the 6 and 1 male in the 5. I don't know. Just experiment with it. And besides the other hens that are laying. So even with all that and packaging our eggs and selling them to the local market, they're just like disappearing left and right. I mean, people are buying them. And we sell $4.19 for 18 quail eggs at our local marketplace here. Actually 2 stores. And they're just like disappearing off the shelf. I can't even keep up with it. So I'm debating right now whether to wait another 3 or 4 weeks to make sure that our eggs are fertile with the new males that I'm putting in with the females, or I'll order another sizable amount of eggs from probably from Southwest Game Birds in Arizona, because that's where we got our last eggs, and it was incredible hatch rate, and no, the eggs were delivered immaculate through the Postal Service, so I was very happy. And I highly recommend Southwest Game Birds as a source to getting quail eggs. Maybe someday I might be one of those people too, but not right now, not having our quail in our garage. Anyway, that's it. And I'm talking almost 14 minutes here. That's long enough. And so on the next video will be a lot shorter, but I will be showing the progress on the muscadine vineyard that we're doing. I'm really excited about that. So take care and God bless. And until next time, we'll go for it again, okay? Bye-bye.